I am speaking with writer, illustrator Phoebe Potts, the author of the graphic memoir Good Eggs, and creator of the hilarious one-woman show Too Fat for China. Too Fat for China was produced locally, and now Potts is taking the show to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, an incredibly exciting event for Potts and for Gloucester. But you can still see it locally before it crosses the Atlantic. Hi, Phoebe.
Hey, good.
So Phoebe, for people who don't know about Too Fat for China and how funny it is, can you remind me and tell them how great the show is and what it's about?
Yeah, sure. So Too Fat for China is a comic look at the agony of adoption. It's about race and capitalism, which is hilarious, as we all know.
So funny.
It's the story, it's sort of a quest of how I tried and failed and then tried and eventually was successful to adopt a baby. And that along the way, all of my ethics and morals sort of curled in on themselves. And I made a lot of dubious decisions to be part of that process. I wanted to...
By your standards, by my
standards. Yes. I mean, I didn't do anything illegal. I guess I didn't do anything illegal. Shady. But I think that's the problem, is that the process is, it's not good for people. It's a business, and it's not just that it's not a castigation of adoption. It's more about how does someone like me get in the position to be able to adopt, and how does someone have a baby that they, for reasons beyond their control, are not able to keep. That doesn't sound funny at all. And yet I promise that it is, because there's so many absurdities to the human condition, especially one who's overweight and Jewish and desperate for a tiny little baby to fill her yawning chasm of unmet needs.
Well, we just have to pause and get people up to date that you did find a tiny little baby who is now 11 years old, right?
He's 11, yes, thank God. And we really hit the jackpot with this kid. Like, he's just a great guy. I had nothing to do with that, which is one of the byproducts of adopting is you get to really brag because you didn't make them. Like, people say, oh, he's really good looking. And I'm like, I know. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
These are not my genes, my root vegetable roots. No, this is a stunning human being.
So you did produce the show. There were wonderful performances in Gloucester. I saw 2 of them and I laughed all the way through and cried. I mean, it's really such a moving show, and there's just not a slow second in it. What did it take to get to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival?
Folks at the Gloucester stage have been really helpful in teaching me and coaching me about where this could go, and also spread the name of the Gloucester stage. So during COVID, I was like, what do I do now? And I was encouraged by the staff there to apply for a grant from the Boston Foundation. It's called Live Arts Boston. I got the grant. And that is to transform the show. I am going to answer the Edinburgh question, I promise.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
But I'm also, as you said, I did this graphic memoir. I'm a cartoonist. I draw a lot of my stories in comic book form. And so the money from the grant is allowing me to bring in drawings now to Too Fat for China and have them be projections and characters with me while I perform. And on the steam of doing that show in Watertown, which is where it's going next, I am hoping to put together enough money to then go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Yeah, Edinburgh Fringe Festival is an internationally known and acclaimed month-long theater, comedy, live performance festival where Edinburgh's transformed into all their buildings have all of a sudden makeshift theaters in them, where they're performing shows for all ages from 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. every single day. And I got a spot in a 30-seat theater every night at 6:20 is my time in Edinburgh. So I'm going to be able to do the show many, many times.
Every night for a month?
Well, I couldn't go that hardcore. Okay. Also, I have a job. Yes. So I'm going to do 16 shows in a row.
Wow. So you will be in Edinburgh for at least more than 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And who will go with you? Will you have support? Will you stay? Will your family go? Like, how does it all work?
What I do when I get there is I pay somebody, because they have a battalion of techs who I can hire to do my show for me. I am corralling my husband and my son to be my support staff. So they will help me flyer during the day to get people to come. I mean, the competition for people's attention is fierce because there's so much to see. So I'm not going with the expectation that I'm going to fill the house every night. I'm going because what an opportunity to really stretch and work out the show.
Yeah.
Like, so that it's really something, like I can try things. Like the stakes in a way are going to be lower. And also I'm hoping to get some notoriety with it because for being good, not for being like a massive failure. Because there's been a lot of one-woman shows and comic acts that have gone through Edinburgh that have gone on to greater things. Mm-hmm. No, that's why my show in Watertown is so important to me. Well, I want to do for local audience. I want to do it in Boston.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the local shows you're doing before you go to Edinburgh.
Yes. So April 29th and 30th, I'm going to be at the Mosesian Center for the Arts, which is on Arsenal Street in Watertown. And it's a big theater, 340 seats. Maybe people will laugh at that. That's big for me. It's bigger than the Gloucester stage. And I'm going to do a show each night, and I'm going to do a matinee on Saturday. Don't tell God, that's Shabbat. But I'm feeling like God would accept this expression of my connection to the world. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that. But I am gonna for that I'm charging money for the tickets and hopefully sell enough to pay the way for Edinburgh. There's a couple cool things though that we're doing there that I'm really excited about. One is, so we're adding the drawings, right? So there's a young woman who's been animating my drawings so that they're projected behind me. There's another friend of mine who has taken my comic and has turned it into something that we're getting printed on Bagoo reusable bags to sell.
So I can buy a tote bag?
Yes, you can. And then, I know, and then I'm having it printed on fabric, and Jen Greek, who's a costume designer, is making me a dress with my drawings on it. So it's really exciting to weave these things together.
She's a local designer, right? Jen Greek?
Yeah. Wow. She's great. She's really great. She comes to your house.
Oh, to help you fit your dress?
To fit and to talk and to listen to your sad story about your waistline. Like it's pretty great. Boy, the intimate conversations of when women work together, especially around bodies, it's so, I mean, we couldn't pay these people enough.
Yeah.
Right. The show is me.
Yeah.
It's my one-woman show. It's about me, but it's also this persona that I'm being. And so to think about it on these different levels, in the drawings, in the dress, and not so much the tote bag, but yes, too.
Oh, I want the tote bag for sure. But I do have to emphasize to our audience that the drawings are so funny. I mean, you are such a cartoonist isn't the word, right? A graphic artist, but they're as funny as your words. So I have not stopped thinking about the newsroom in your head that's reporting on everything that's going on and checking in with Phoebe and what Phoebe should be doing. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. You wouldn't know this until you see the drawings, but the newsroom is like, it's like a 1960s newspaper newsroom, except all the reporters for some reason are hamsters. Like that's because that's who's in there.
In your little head. Yeah, exactly. One more time, tell us about the Watertown show. Give us all the details.
It's going to be so good. It's at the Mosesian Center for the Arts in Watertown, Massachusetts. You can go to mosesianarts.org for tickets now. It's April 29th and 30th, 8 p.m. on the 29th, 3 p.m., and then again at 8 p.m. on the 30th.
Great. And if anybody wants to go to Edinburgh, you will be there also.
Oh my God. People are going. There are people from here who are going.
Oh, that's so exciting. That's
yeah. No, I think we're going to have a great time.
Wow. I have been to Edinburgh. It's a great city. And the Fringe Festival, I mean, I can't even imagine going to that. So if my daughter wasn't getting married this year, I'd be going to.
Yes, you would.
I would. I really would.
We'll go again. We'll do it again and again.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Right?
Well, thank you for coming here on the Cape Ann Today show.
Thank you for what you're doing. And thank you for keeping us connected during this horrible, horrible period in our lives. Right. I really appreciate, especially the stuff you did around the mayoral race was really helpful.
Oh, good. Well, thank you for keeping us laughing and crying.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.